that have had death tolls now rise in the wake of this. And right now, starting as we speak, this press conference getting underway there in Missouri as well, showing you the live look. Again, they're giving an official update there. We do know that in Missouri, several others are also dead, due to at least 7 at this point. Let's listen in to this update.
There's a lot of encouraging information coming from Ameren this afternoon, which is going to inspire a lot of people. American Red Cross, which is going to give us an update on the shelter availability across the city and across the region. And then we are going to get an update from the Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis, who has opened up a neighborhood resource center and will continue to do so in the days ahead. So we will start with Mayor Cara Spencer. Please hold questions till the end, and then we'll go through an orderly fashion.
Thank you, Mitch. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me first start by saying just how incredibly grateful I am for all of the first responders who are working around the clock, truly around the clock, to make sure that our community is safe. These are some of the finest and bravest folks in our city and our entire region working very, very hard here today and last night. We are also seeing just tremendous involvement from community organizations taking on a lot of work to support the efforts here. The American Red Cross, of course, has set up 3 shelters in the city to help all people who've been displaced. The Urban League is helping collect donations of food, water, and materials. The United Way is connecting people to resources. By the way, we can visit 211helps.org if you want to learn more, or you can sign up to volunteer at stlvolunteer.org/disaster. Ameren, who you'll hear from, is working incredibly hard. The power is down still across. You can see the power lines are just down across North St. Louis. They've been hit very, very, very hard, but I'm confident we're going to be getting customers back online here. And there are just so many community organizations. I want to shout out the city employees who have been working around the clock, who are still working for us, are doing a tremendous job. We just went out and made sure that everybody got dinner. These folks are working their tails off, truly, truly coming to the mat, coming to the table, working so incredibly hard. Thank you. The loss of life, while this is truly devastating, we understand we've got a few more pieces of information here. While we don't have a tremendous amount of details, we want to make sure family members are contacted. We are understanding that the fatalities are ranging from about 32 to 82. We don't have confirmations on everyone right now, but that is what we're looking at. Since I last saw you, we have been spending a lot of time, obviously, in the community, but also at Emergency Operations Center at Police Headquarters, organizing the operational response from all the city departments, but also there are just a tremendous amount of partners in the private sector that are coming to the table. We're working on getting everybody organized so we can better organize the distribution of resources, including tarps, board ups, food, etc. We're going to keep working into the night until we get all this organized and make sure that we have everything that we could possibly have on the table to help our community. I encourage everyone in our community that's reaching out to go to those sites I mentioned earlier, and just thank the folks out. I mean, the heartwarming nature of what is happening is just truly, truly incredible. Thank you all, and I just can't say enough about the response here. Truly, truly, truly amazing. Congressman, I think the fire chief, you want to give an update?
Okay. Good afternoon. We're in the process of finishing up on our last sweep of the area. We have an area a little bit north of us that we're doing one more grid search on. The fire department in the city of St. Louis has spent the day sweeping and rolling down and inspecting every street in this city. That's 62 square miles. We've made every street. We're making one more last search of an area a little bit north of us. Right now, the status quo has kind of remained the same as far as injuries and fatalities. So you're going to see the trucks out all night. Give them room. They've been working all day. So right now, we're holding our own. We should finish this entire operation as far as the sweep of all homes, streets, especially the districts that are surrounding us, by about 7 o'clock tonight.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief. We're going to continue to work with the fire department and the rescue teams and continue to go through places. We'll keep the security on the area as they continue to search the homes and see if there's anybody that is still might be trapped in it. They continue to do some grave work in some of these facilities, impactful buildings that might have some issues going on. So they got to do it very slowly. We'll be out there to make sure we assist in any way we can. What we're doing in policing, we already mobilized everybody from the department. We're going to continue to do 12-hour tours to make sure we can maximize our coverage out there. And what we do is even going into the night, we will be out there with our lights doing grids where we go through all the neighborhoods. And then we're not forgetting about the rest of the city, because there's things that go on throughout the city that were impacted, and there's also calls for service. So we're going to make sure both places are taken care of, and we also know that there's power outages outside of this area, and we got to make sure we can keep everybody safe and make sure that nobody's taking advantage of this situation. And so far, it's been very, very minimal, and I thank the community for coming forward to make sure we keep our city safe, come together, and make sure that we get through this in the most positive way. Of the victims, 5 of the victims that have died, the mayor hit on them. Those age ranges from 30 almost to 82 years old. Please be patient with us. We have identified 3 of them, but we're identifying all of them, and we have to make sure we make the notification to next of kin. So with that, we're out there. We're going to continue to be out there. We can continue. And then last thing, fire chief hit on it. We need people. We have a curfew in place from 9 o'clock to 6 a.m. That is for our safety, your safety, to make sure we can continue to get the job done. And that's up here in the 5th and 6th district. And that's citywide. But you got to let us do our job. It's still dangerous out there. And that's why we want to make sure that we can clean up, make sure we can make it safe. But please, that'll keep people out of our way. And especially at night, we can keep a good eye to keep everyone safe. So with that, I'm going to introduce our Congressman, Wesley Bell. Congressman.
As a man of faith, I would be remiss if I didn't send my most deep and heartfelt prayers to the victims of this devastating storm and tornado, particularly that hit so hard, particularly in the north side, North St. Louis, and it's just terrible and it's tragic. And I have to also acknowledge the first responders, and our utility workers who are here as well for working round the clock. And you know, in my former job, I had to deal with these kind of tragedies, and obviously, you know, the fates have decided that we have another situation and tragedy that we have to deal with. And what I do believe is that faith without works is dead, and I can tell you that on the local level, with our mayor and alderpersons, on the state level, speaking with our governor and other folks, and on the federal level, everyone is working together to bring the resources to bear to address the needs as we continue to assess them. And so we got to give folks time to get that done. And I can tell you right now, everyone who's spoken in all the departments, and from the mayor's office to the fire department to the police departments, but all city workers are working round the clock to do just that. And there are a couple things that I do want to point out, in that from the federal side, we're working with the Missouri delegation and the governor to ensure that a request is sent to the president to declare this a major disaster. A disaster declaration will allow us to utilize federal funds through agencies like FEMA to help rebuild our region. And we need to make sure that we find every dollar from every grant, from every federal program, from every state program, and every couch cushion to bring to bear to help this region. And that's exactly what we intend to do. For those in need of shelter, you can text the word shelter and your zip code to 43362 for real-time updates on nearby shelter locations. Shelters have been set up at the recreational centers located at 1410 South Tucker Boulevard and at Friendly Temple. Additionally, myself and my office have worked with Verizon to make mobile charging stations with Wi-Fi available starting tomorrow at the O'Fallon YMCA at 4343 West Florissant Avenue. Also, Verizon, I'm happy to announce, is making a $10,000 donation to the Red Cross. And that's just exemplifies what we've seen all over this region, from corporations, but just regular folks. You see people cooking out and donating food and donations and resources, and that's what makes St. Louis St. Louis. And so last, if you're looking for a way to help, you can donate to the United Way of Greater St. Louis, or sign up to volunteer with the Red Cross or local food banks. And please don't hesitate to call our office if there's things that you need. If we can't help you, we'll direct you to who you can. And our office number is 314-955-9980. And so I'm gonna bring up Mr. Bouget with Ameren so they can talk about what they're doing, the tremendous work that they're doing. So.
Here he is over there. There he is. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good evening. My name is Tommy Bouget of Ameren, Missouri. So I would like to start off by Ameren would like to express their appreciation of the coordination and partnership with St. Louis County, St. Louis City, and state and federal officials. Basically just the assistance they offered as we work safely to restore our customers after this devastating storm that impacted all our customers in several communities. As of today, we have restored, as of 5 p.m., we have restored 70,000 customers. Currently, we have 1,200 resources engaged in restoration efforts. We do have more coming. We do have, as of now, 66,000 customers still remain without power, but we are working hard to get our customers back on. I would also say that we will continue to bring in more resources as the days come, but this will be a multi-day storm as we continue the efforts. We will have some complicated repairs as we go. As you've seen the devastation around this community, there's a lot of vegetation, there's a lot of property destruction. With that being said, that limits the access to our system. We do understand how critical electric service is to our customers, but we will ask for their patience as we continue to restore efforts on restoring power. I will hand it over to the Red Cross. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Lucretia Cox, and I'm the Executive Director of the American Red Cross Greater St. Louis Chapter. And the American Red Cross is here to meet the immediate needs of the residents of the city of St. Louis. And so, as mentioned before, we have opened up 3 area shelters. I will say that the shelter at Grace United Methodist Church is at full capacity. So we are redirecting everyone else to 12th and Park Recreation Center and also to Friendly Temple. If needed, we will definitely open up additional shelters on the way that we've been communicating with. And so we appreciate everyone who's given us information and sent people over. We're taking care of, food, any additional resources, and we like to thank our partners who have come out, like Schnucks and other faith-based organizations, to help us with food. They're doing a great job. I also like to say that in the next coming days, we will be sending out teams to look at the needs and the damages on properties, and so that will take some time, but we also want to make sure that any properties that are eligible for financial aid, we are looking into that, and we will be doing so. And the last thing that I definitely want to mention is that if you know of anyone who needs immediate assistance, we are encouraging individuals to call our 1-800 number, so they can reach out to 1-800-RED-CROSS, and then we can connect them with other resources that are in the community, and we're thankful for our partners. And now I will pass it over to James Clark, who is also a partner advisor as well.
Good evening. I want to first give thanks to God, who is clearly sending us a message right now. Then I want to thank the mayor. Want to thank Congressman Wesley Bell the police chief and the fire chief for their leadership. Then we want to give our heartfelt condolences to the families who have lost loved ones. Then want to thank St. Louis for really stepping up right now. The Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis, we have set up a disaster relief site at our headquarters located at 1408 North Kings Highway. We started phase 1, which is direct resident engagement, where we touched over 250 families today, going door to door, getting an assessment of those who needed food, those who need water, and we distributed food to over 75 families today. We will begin that same process tomorrow, and we will do that process every day until this emergency subsides. Phase 2 is we're working with the Regional Business Council, Clayco Construction, Keeley Construction, and several other major construction companies from throughout the region. They will be doing a walkthrough tomorrow to get an assessment of what kind of heavy equipment is going to be needed to remove brush and to tear down vacant and abandoned structures. We will start in this immediate area, and we will work our way out. The plan is to pull out all of the debris, pull out all of the bricks and make large stacks, then come back and over the next several days, haul it out and then do stack and brick removal in that fashion and work our way out. We are very much committed to this. All of the Division of Public Safety's programming has been paused so that we can give our full attention to this relief effort. Thank you very much. And now we have Gentry Trotter from Heat Up, Cool Down St. Louis.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very concerned, and you're probably thinking, well, there's no electric, but the need is always great. And right now, what we're going to be doing with the Urban League is taking our ARPA federal funds, because they have deadlines to them, and we're going to reach out to these families as fast as we can to help them immediately, which will take the pressure off of them so they don't have to worry about a utility bill for a while. We also are going to ask Ameren, Missouri, and Spire to consider a moratorium for 4 months. We did this a couple of years ago during the flood, and it worked out well. They were very cooperative. So we're appealing to them, and we're also asking the public. We're independent from United Way and Red Cross. We've been doing this for 25 years, strictly utility assistance. You can donate online at Cool Down St. Louis or Heat Up St. Louis, or you can go, thank goodness, the Commerce Bank is letting us accept donations because of this at any bank, Commerce Bank in Missouri and Illinois, and those funds will go 100%, as you all know, goes to helping people with service. So we're hoping this works out for all of us. All you have to do is tell them to go to heatupstlouis.org or cool down, or call 241-0001. And we will confirm that they're impacted clients. We have to make sure of that when we're giving out these funds. Thank you.
So just like we did in the morning update, we'll open it up to some questions, but let's be orderly.
Good. Mayor, could you tell us what's the biggest challenge right now?
The biggest challenge is, I would say, getting everyone organized. You know, there are so many people and so many organizations that want to help, centralizing that. So many people want to come out, but as the chief mentioned, it's dangerous. We have down power lines. You know, having regular folks just come in and try to plug in has been a difficult challenge. But as we move through the next few days, we're hoping to better organize that process so regular citizens can play an important role in helping do the cleanup.
And Mayor Spencer, you said that this is one of the worst storms in the city's history. Anything that you want to change moving forward in coming years? How do you think it went in terms of prep prevention?
I have to say that the level of participation, the response has been phenomenal. While there's ways we can improve, and there certainly are challenges, this is not a type of storm that we are used to seeing on a daily basis, but the response has been unbelievable. I am so proud of our city workers. I'm so proud of our first responders. I'm so proud to be part of a network of community organizations that has just absolutely come to the table. Regular citizens, the stories we heard in the community yesterday and today of folks helping pull people out of rubble, saving people, you know, in the Harlem tap room. You know, those stories are incredible. There are tremendous citizens amongst us who are doing phenomenal work.
I'm a concerned citizen, and I've been on block to block. My question is, how can we get response to be able to get the
Debris. Citizen, regular citizen over there, I hear you. That is a big concern. We have been hauling out enormously large dumpsters full of tree debris, so we are prioritizing making sure that we're clearing off the roadways first. We've also got our refuse and parks department making sure that the alleys have access so we don't see trash pile up from households. We are working on that, and that will be phase 2 once we get the roads and the alleyways cleared. But that's important to us, and it's already on our radar. Thank you. Yes. We're working on that, citizen, and we will get back to you.
Clarification on what happened with the sirens. There have been some mixed responses about people hearing them, not hearing them.
Sure. Yeah. No, this is a serious issue. We're taking it seriously. You know, we are looking at our internal protocols, looking to see what happened, what might not have happened. We are continuing to do an evaluation, but that is an important process here. We're focused right now on the response and making sure that we are really addressing human safety at this point, but that is absolutely on our radar to be addressing, and we'll have answers for you on that soon.
2 more questions.
I'd like to hear how Ameren is prioritizing restoring power versus fixing down power lines, especially after we had one fatality in March.
Thank you for that question. So, number one, how we prioritize. First, we have our critical customers, meaning hospitals, nursing homes, fire stations, police stations also. Then when we get to the customers, what we do is we try to find the most customers that we can store the quickest, meaning we might have one device outage, one device that's causing 2,000 outages. So, and we might have another device that may be causing only 2 outages. Well, it'd be faster for us to restore those customers who are impacted from that one device that's causing 2,000 outages. So we prioritize the most outages, and we just work them down.
One
Thank
more question.
Mayor Spencer, is FEMA going to play any role in the recovery effort?
I hope so, but as the congressman pointed out, there are some federal designations, declarations that have to take place. The city of St. Louis declared an emergency, state of emergency yesterday. We worked to get that done right away. We've been communicating with the state and the feds on this. That's not something that we can do unilaterally, but we are hoping that that does play a role.
Representative Bell, are you confident that we will get the funding considering the federal cuts that have been made?
Yeah, so what I can say is that this is not a Democrat or Republican issue. Democrats and Republicans are all united. We've spoken with the governor. I've spoken with other folks in the Missouri delegation, and everyone is on board to address this issue. But I do want to caution everyone, this is not going to be an overnight fix. If you drive around just in this neighborhood, in this area, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some work. I can tell you that on the local level, behind the mayor's leadership and the board of aldermen and alderwomen, on the state level, as well as the federal level, and as you've heard of different, just regular citizens, everyone is invested and working together. And that's what you can expect to see. And we're going to try to, every single resource that we can bring to bear, I don't care where it is, we're gonna try to bring it home. So.
Awesome. Well, as we wrap up, I just want to that the city of St. Louis, the police department, along with the emergency management, we will continue to push updates out throughout the night as needed on social media, X, Facebook, Instagram, and then also notify STL for any impending weather. We know that there could be some isolated thunderstorms tomorrow, so please monitor, notify STL and everything on social media, and then we will let you know at some point tomorrow when to expect the next briefing, okay? Thank you guys very much for your time.
All right, that's what we're hearing so far from Missouri officials. We'll be watching all day in case there are any more updates. Crushing